Yeah, hi, I'm just going to do a quick review of my Badboy blaster that I have. I've had it for a few months now. I've been using it a little bit. I've only had to use it for like 5 or 6 pieces so far. But I've noticed a couple things about it I wanted to go over. I got a double wide just so that I could have the size that I needed. I want to be able to put fenders in here, bumpers in here, longer stuff, and this definitely fits the bill. This is both a suction blaster and a pressure pot blaster. I've got a door on each side, and both of the window lids lift up. And this is made here in America. I spent a little bit more money on it than I could have on other things. And I'm not so sure I would do that again. I did have a little bit of difficulty in the beginning. It came with some broken parts on it. It was hard to get the parts. It ended up being like 2 months before I could even use it. It got shipped out. It got damaged in shipping a little bit. One of the door lids here, it was mangled and bent up, and the clip was bent up, and it took me a while to get that replaced. And when they sent the lid, they sent it with the wrong latch. I figured that they would know what they were putting on these, but it was a completely incorrect latch, so I had to wait again. Then I noticed that the latches were installed crooked to begin with, and so it didn't really close it evenly, so I had to re-drill holes and put new on both sides, the new latches on. I've already got a little bit of rust starting to pop out here on it. I do have a hole in the welding down here that is always leaking. It's a small hole, annoying all the same, because it's always leaking on the ground. So I just get something put underneath, which is not the end of the world. It does have a set of door on each side, plenty of access to get in. It's a big cabinet. Not much welding, and I'm sorry, not welding, but not much blasting, and I've already pretty much lost all the paint or powder coating that was on the inside. The seals are pretty cheap. Right away, it started peeling apart on me, opening and closing. Actually, probably before I even used it, that had already happened. It does have a nice fan on the back and lighting. It's set up just fine inside. There's really no issues with using it. It works properly inside. One of the only problems I've had, though, is that I'm just for the first time going to go and replace the plastic screens that are on the inside of the windows. And it does come with some extra screens. However, I did notice that these screens that are on here, they are underneath the foam, and it's as if they put the replaceable screen on the glass first, and then they mounted the window in. So in order for me to replace this screen here, I am going to have to cut back the foam, because it is actually sticking onto the screen, and so I'm gonna have to make a slice along this edge all the way around the foam to get it to the new one to adhere properly. So the pressure pot, I am 99% sure it's just a Harbor Freight pressure pot that is stuck on there. I guess that's not really a big deal. A pressure pot's a pressure pot. They're all basically the same. This valve was snapped off, so I had to replace that as well. They did send the part to me after I asked, That did all add to the time. It took me a long time to get this thing to where I could use it, unfortunately. And I did buy the compressor from Badboy Blasters as well to go along with this. So here's the compressor. This is a little bit of a source of contention I had with them. The owner of the company talked me into buying this compressor. He's a good sales guy. His brother owns the compressor company. So I will say he was right. It is quiet. I wish it was three-phase. I have three-phase power here. I was not even given the option. I could have gotten a three-phase from him if I wanted it, I think. And so it's running on 208 single phase. That's definitely going to use the juice. It is quiet, but it was expensive. His brother owns Emacs Compressors, which this is an Emacs compressor. This is a 7.5 horsepower, 80-gallon tank, and they charge $2,800 plus shipping, plus added cost for the automatic drain and the continuous run valve. And then they charge freight to get it here, which ends up being hundreds of dollars. And I'm going to take you in the other room and show you something on the computer real quick. Alright, so I was wrong on, this is Badboy's site right here. Sorry for the debits. So they charge $28.99 for the compressor, and then the optional continuous duty is $149. The auto drain is $119, and then you will pay shipping of hundreds of dollars. Now, if I go and look up the exact model number on the Emacs website, now I thought this was a Badboy compressor. Just turns out it's his brother's company, not too far down the road. His brother owns Emacs, and if you go under Air Compressors Direct, this compressor, exact same compressor, same model number, same features, same two-stage, 208 volt, single phase, 7.5 horsepower, 80-gallon compressor. It is $2,500 plus free shipping. And I have actually seen it where and I couldn't find it today as an example, but where the drain and the continuous run was free. So I paid $900 more than I paid for the extra accessories on it, and then I also had to pay some freight. The freight came along with the they both came together in the truck, the Sandblaster and the compressor. So I do like how it works. It is a Sandblaster in the end, and it does work properly. I'm just going to have issues like today. I'm going to go ahead and change those screens, and it's going to be a lot more work than I really want it to be. Cutting it back, making sure everything fits properly, so I don't get anything behind the screens. And I just wish it was a little bit better quality, and I wasn't terribly happy about the price difference. I didn't realize it was going to be an Emacs compressor. When you're doing apples to apples, there's so many compressors to choose from. When it came, it had Badboy badges all over it and stickers and stuff as far as the compressor goes. And in the end, I saw this little tag that says Emacs Compressors, and that's when I looked it up and realized that I was just not getting a Badboy compressor, but getting this Emacs compressor. And so that's my review. Everything is working properly. I can't complain about that, but I would search for a different compressor price. If you were planning on buying one from them, I would just buy it online, get free shipping, get the same thing, and then you'll have a choice of three-phase. Not everyone has it, but you'll probably save about $600 between the price difference and the shipping. So that's my review of Badboy Blaster and Compressor.